What is up everybody, Swood here, and today we're doing a video on HOUND LOON. So this isn't definitely not a new deck, but for the new meta with the Princess buffed and the Dark Goblin, a lot of people are going away from playing those Mega Minion Iwas, the heavier defense troops, so HOUND LOON's really able to take advantage of the fact that everyone's playing all these swarm cards. We'll go through most of my GC, see as Hog or Zap Bait type decks, and all these decks really don't have a great way to deal with the HOUND LOON push itself. So just a couple things before we actually start out. I've actually started recording and I started streaming by accident, and then I recorded a full video and my computer died at the very end. So this is actually attempt 3, unfortunately. So I just finished my challenge. I actually went 11-3. So we're just gonna go over I think 1 or 2 replays, and then we'll try to do some live matches. So actually we'll go over this P.E.K.K.A. Hog. So all these Hog, Lightning, or the Zap Bait decks don't have great air defense. The Giant Double Prince one has really good offense, so you need to be careful either against like a Hog deck or these Giant Double Prince decks with a lot of pressure. You really need to be careful not to play your Hound too early, or you're really going to get punished. So what you really want to do is either wait for their win condition, like their Hog, like you're going to see in this replay right here, or their Giant to be out of hand, and then you sort of just, then you can play your Lava Hound in the back. If not, you really want to wait till double elixir, or if you have a Tombstone up. So what you want to do with Tombstone, it is a great starting play. We'll go over starting plays in a second, but what you want to do with your Tombstone is play in the middle before you play your HOUND LOON push. It already lets you put 3 elixir on the field, and then when you play your Lava Hound, you still have 3 elixir in your hand, so you're able to defend with 6 elixir if needed instead of just 3. So that's really key. And then you just obviously want to stack a balloon behind your Lava Hound. Sometimes you have to trade towers. If it's a deck like P.E.K.K.A. Lightning or Hog Lightning, that's alright. Giant Prince is a little iffy because they can 3 crown you. And then, so that's kind of how you want to play against these decks that don't have a great air defense. Against Golem, that's the only bigger beatdown deck, so generally you're allowed to wait a little bit. I wouldn't wait all the way till 1 minute unless you had HOUND LOON in your hand, because these Golem decks just have a lot stronger decks, and they have solid air defense. If you're playing against a Night Witch deck, you want to be playing your HOUND LOON push opposite lane, and if you're playing against a Golem deck without the Night Witch, then you want to be playing same lane. So that's kind of the key interactions for matchups. If you guys are watching the replay, or you can go back, notice I defended the first Hog, and then I went for HOUND LOON push because he had his Hog out of hand. So that's a great example of when I was able to play a HOUND LOON push in single elixir, and he wasn't really able to get a great punish off just because he played his Hog already. So here we play our Hound, and he's just going for a push. We'll try to mitigate that, but we're not too worried about defending the entire tower. We're alright if it even goes down, but as long as he spends a lot of elixir, and we're allowed to, and we are able to take the left lane. So bad guards there. I was trying to kite the Mega Minion. Something else you can actually do in this deck, I would have done this if I had the left tower at like full HP, is you can play your Hound in like a Mega Minion 1 lane, and then fireball the Princess, and at the same time you play your Balloon in the opposite lane, and it forces them to play either Bats, which you can zap, or play Lightning or Rocket on it, which is a great trade for you. That's 6 less elixir that they have to defend your Hound Mega Minion push, especially if you're fireballing the Princess and zapping the Bats. They have nothing else. So that's really great. So here we just throw a Lava Hound in the middle, and it's already at 300, so both my towers are really low, so this might go to a 3-star game. We try to zap the Hog and deny it, but he zaps my Tombstone, and then he actually lightnings my second tower. I could have blocked it with like guards and minions, but I didn't realize that he zapped on the other lane. I sort of wasn't looking, but we're able to get the 3 crown anyways, so it's all good. So half this GC log was basically just P.E.K.K.A. Hog, or like Hog Mini P.E.K.K.A., or either the Giant Double Prince. So that's kind of how you play against those decks. We're quickly going to go over a 3 Musk. So one thing with 3 Musketeers is you don't want to play your Tombstone, or just in general, you don't want to play your Tombstone right away. It is your best starting play, but you don't want to play it right away. If they match it with an Elixir Collector, then you're basically just throwing 3 elixir away, because you're investing in that, hoping they'll attack into you, and then they're investing a bigger investment building, and your investment building is just screwed, because it's not generating elixir, it's generating skeletons, whereas theirs is generating elixir. So generally I wait 5 or 10 seconds after hitting 10 elixir, and then I'll play my Tombstone if they don't play a pump. If they play a pump, you just want to fireball it. After the second or third pump, you can start playing a HOUND LOON push and trying to take a tower, but early on you really just want to fireball it just to be safe. So in this, I was going to play Tombstone, but I was obviously going to wait a couple seconds just in case he played Elixir Collector. It was actually 11-2 in this one. So he plays the Elixir Collector, so instead of playing my Tombstone, I cycle my minions, and I Fireball. So one of the big mistakes, not mistakes, but one of the unfortunate things that happened, we'll just show the Fireball quickly, is now minions were the only cards I could have cycled. It was either that or Hound Loon, Tombstone, or Minions. Obviously, I explained Tombstone's not what you want to do in response to an Elixir Collector. I could have started Hound Loon push, but generally Minions is fine. Use my Minions to cycle. Actually, could have played the one lane, that probably would have been a bit better, but he would have zapped it. But what he did was he noticed that I didn't have Fireball, didn't have Minions, and he sort of knew my deck because it's the only real deck with Minions Fireball is Hound Loon. So he knew that my defenses would be like Tombstone, Mega Minion, Guards. So he goes in with a Battle Ram, Minion Horde, Miner Push. The reason he does this is because my minions are a cycle, which is one of my best defense. So then with this, he's able to get really good damage on my tower and just cycle to another Elixir Collector. For that reason, I wouldn't say my start play was bad. It's just unfortunate I had to cycle minions, and he was able to take advantage of that. If I was able to cycle like a Mega Minion or Guards instead, that would have been better. But that's really the end of that. So not too much I could have done there, but obviously there's always small things. So we're just going to go into play a live match or two, probably 2 matches, and just try to start this off. So he's actually going to be playing Expo. So what you want to be doing, I believe it's Expo, it might be Golem. What you want to be doing against an Expo deck is, if they play an Expo, you want to go opposite lane with your Hound Loon, just trade towers. So that's what we'll be trying to do if possible. But if they're smart, they'll wait and they won't play their Expo until you play your Lava Hound. And then they'll go same lane. So we'll see what happens here. He has it in hand for sure now. So we're going to actually just go Hound Loon this side. Hopefully he plays his Expo, and he actually predicts it, so well played by him. We'll meet this with Archers and I think Ice Spirit. That was actually really well done by him. We're going to have to Fireball that. And he's just going to Tesla the Hound Loon, or the Hound. So really well played by this guy. Obviously he predicted that we were going to go that lane, so we should have went same lane or just waited a second. So we're not able to do anything here, and he's going to be down. He's going to be up a little bit of elixir. So what we want to do with our Tombstone, so we can't Fireball the left lane, is either play it like four tiles up, or just go like over here, so that he can't Fireball with the left tower, because you really don't want to give him that Fireball value. So 3 elixir troop or building, so he has to Fireball the right side, which is fine by us. So unfortunately we didn't have a Lava Hound, or we could have started up right there. So now we're actually just going to go in on this lane. I think that was a mistake by him. And we will play Balloon behind this. I could minion set, but I thought he would just be able to play Archers and then Tesla my Lava Hound with a Ice Spirit or Fireball for the Mega Minion, and he would have been able to take that. So I didn't want that to happen. What he's waiting to do is once my Lava Hound pops, he will play Fireball. So he actually does not play Fireball, interestingly enough. He could have Fireballed, killed everything, and the tower would have been left with a bit of HP. But surprisingly, he did not do that. So we're just going to defend this push and then start up our own Lava Hound. He won't be able to do anything in response because he already played his Expo. We'll play it right here. This pathing actually allows it to go to the Princess Tower, the one on the left over here. I don't know why, it just kind of works like that. So he's trying to go in with another Expo, not really going to do anything for him. He really should just be trying to tie at this point, but we got in a really good situation where we're able to trade towers with him. So I'll play our Balloon behind the chain link fence over there, and that actually is going to work out amazing for us because he played his Tesla on the opposite side, which is not what he wants. He actually pulled my Lava Hound to the opposite lane, which is good for him, but we're still able to sort of just spam troops. And we got minions, double minions going into the King Tower, or to the Princess Tower. Either way, this is looking alright for us. We're actually just going to play another Tombstone, expecting him to Expo. We can get a value Fireball here. Even more value. And if possible, we'll Hound in the middle. And the guards are going to be really annoying for him. That's why I wanted to play my Hound, because he has to deal with those guards as well. He tries to pull my Hound but misses, so we're actually just able to take that down. And really well played there by him, but really it's just a matter of time before we take this down. This is why you don't want to get into a 2-tower situation with a HOUND LOON player. So smart of him to not play an Expo. If this was me, I would not have played a single Expo yet. Up on the right hand side over here, I would have just been playing Teslas and trying to take the game that way. So if he actually fireballs here, that's really well done by him. And we are going to need a second fireball to take that tower. All we have to do is cycle back to another fireball, so it's not too hard. He's getting spicy with his Teslas here. And now he's going to go in for his Expo. Or not. And we're fireball and take the match. So that's why you really don't want to go into a 1-1 situation with a HOUND LOON player. So for him, it was really smart on the first Expo to play in the same lane. And it was really bad of him to just play the Expo on the half tower. He's expecting me to defend it and panic, but in reality we just went opposite lane and we were able to trade towers. So we'll do one more. That one was sort of a drawn out match, but we'll do one more. So this is a good starting hand. We have Fireball and Tombstone. Ideally these would be like HOUND LOON right here, but we don't have that luxury. So 4 tiles up to pull a Hog Rider, 3 if it's Giant or Golem, 4 for opposite lane. Obviously it's 1 lower if it's the same lane. So we'll play our Tombstone now. So Hog will pull this way. And if it was coming from the left, we could go 1 tile down, but we don't have that luxury. So he just plays Log, interestingly enough. Might have a Hog Princess deck. Actually, it might be another Expo player. We're just going to go in with the Lava Hound. We have the Mega Minion already. And he actually plays both his air. This should be both his air defense. I will cry if he has a third one. Plays both of them on one lane. So we're just going to Balloon opposite lane, make him Fireball it or something. Fireball and Poison still make it get 1 hit. And this actually looks like Giant double Prince. Might even have double spell because of the log. They generally have Zap, or Zap in the log. So we're actually able to take the right tower with a lone Balloon, just recognizing that he played both his air defense on one side. So now that he has Giant, I'm able to play it 3 instead of 4. And I'll play it opposite lane, just in case I start my Lava Hound push. The skeletons will be a little annoying for him. And these skeletons will just walk to the tower either way, so that's good for me. So I'm waiting till 10 elixir. If he goes Giant, I could go like that, 2 tiles, but with that placement they're able to hit the tower opposite lane, so you don't really want to do that unless you're playing it reactively. So we're going to go in with the Lava Hound Balloon push here. Might not get the Balloon off if he plays like double Prince behind this. We will have to see. If he's smart, he'll log that Tombstone. So for that reason we're just going to, or poison it. For that reason we're just going to play Mega Minion to be safe. I need to cycle to my guards, so I don't really want to play minions into the poison. So we're kind of just going to let that go a little bit. Not much I could do there. Now that both towers are tanked, we'll play our Mega Minion. And sort of go in. Get ready with the Tombstone, or we can actually just play another Lava Hound. So he shouldn't be able to 3-star here, but one of the big worries about playing a Giant Double Prince, we had a really great start, so that's why this is working out so well. But one of the things about a Giant Double Prince deck is when you play Lava Hound, they can basically just take your other tower, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. So you really need to be careful when to play your Lava Hounds. You need to have a good setup with your Tombstone, also guards and cycle. So that's actually going to be the last match of this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'm actually gonna pre-record a couple other videos because I'm going to Cancun this week for about a week and a half with my girlfriend and my family. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. But I hope you guys enjoyed this HOUND LOON deck. Obviously, it's not a new deck, but it's definitely good for the new meta. So I hope you guys are able to get a lot of 12 wins with it. I know I will be when I'm actually playing once I get back from Cancun. And I think it's really going to be one of the most popular decks in this meta with the NATO nerf, the lightning buff, and everything else that I talked about. So with that, guys, I hope you have a good day. Enjoy this deck, and make sure to leave a like and subscribe.